In the quiet neighborhoods of Northern California during the late 1960s, an unsettling shadow began to creep into everyday life. A series of cryptic letters, mailed to local newspapers, hinted at a threatening presence. The sender claimed responsibility for a string of shocking acts and signed each letter with a strange name: Zodiac, accompanied by a distinct symbol, a circle with a cross through it. These messages were not just confessions but challenges, taunts aimed directly at authorities and the public. The letters contained cryptic puzzles, daring investigators to uncover the sender's identity. Each message carried unsettling details, leaving little doubt about their authenticity. The Zodiac seemed to thrive on the fear he generated, turning Northern California into a region gripped by unease. Communities that once felt safe now lived in the shadow of an unknown figure who could strike at any moment and leave behind only questions. To this day, the Zodiac remains one of the most puzzling figures in true crime history. Despite extensive investigations, countless theories, and advances in forensic science, his identity has never been confirmed. His story continues to fascinate and frustrate, serving as a chilling reminder of the mysteries that linger just out of reach. The Zodiac's string of confirmed acts began on a cold December night in 1968, forever changing the quiet towns of Northern California. Vallejo and Benicia, two small communities known for their peacefulness, became the unexpected stage for events that would ripple far beyond their borders. These locations, serene during the day, became ominous under the cover of night as an unseen predator began to leave his mark. The victims were ordinary people, young couples seeking solitude in quiet spots, or individuals simply enjoying their lives. On that December evening, two teenagers parked along a quiet road in Benicia were targeted, marking the beginning of a chilling pattern. Their story, like many others to follow, reflected the simplicity and innocence of the late 1960s. It was a time when young people embraced freedom, music, and social change, a hopeful era that now seemed overshadowed by a growing sense of fear. What made the Zodiac's presence so haunting was his unpredictability. He struck without warning, choosing victims at random and leaving behind no clear motive. These communities, once symbols of safety, were forced to confront the terrifying reality that danger could emerge anywhere at any time. For the residents of Vallejo, Benicia, and beyond, life was no longer the same. The Zodiac's actions pierced the fabric of trust and normalcy, turning routine outings into moments of uncertainty. An unseen threat now lurked in the shadows, and no one could say when or where it would strike next. The Zodiac's reign of terror began on December 20th, 1968, in a quiet area near Vallejo. Two teenagers, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, were parked on a quiet road, enjoying a peaceful evening together. What should have been a night of innocence turned into a nightmare. Both were found lifeless, marking the first confirmed act linked to the mysterious figure who would later call himself Zodiac. Months later, on July 4th, 1969, another young couple, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau, parked in Vallejo, became the next targets. In the dark stillness of the night, their car was approached by an unknown man. The attack was sudden and brutal, leaving Darlene unresponsive and Michael gravely injured. Remarkably, Michael survived and provided investigators with a chilling description of the attacker, a man with an eerily calm appearance who showed no hesitation or guilt. On September 27, 1969, the Zodiac struck again, this time at Lake Berryessa. A young couple, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, were enjoying a peaceful lakeside picnic when a masked figure approached them. The attacker, dressed in a dark hood adorned with his signature symbol, seemed unnervingly composed. Despite his calm and deliberate behavior, the act that followed was nothing short of horrifying. Cecilia tragically lost her life, but Brian survived, offering a detailed account of the unsettling encounter. The Zodiac's boldness escalated on October 11, 1969, when a cab driver named Paul Stein was targeted in San Francisco. This act stood out as it took place in a busy urban setting rather than a quiet area. Witnesses saw a man leaving the scene, and the Zodiac later claimed responsibility in a chilling letter to the press. Throughout his spree, the Zodiac taunted authorities and the public with his cryptic letters. Each letter, mailed to local newspapers, included detailed descriptions of his actions and his signature symbol, a circle with a cross through it. These messages often contained puzzles and codes, daring the world to uncover his identity. His mocking tone and calculated moves created an atmosphere of fear and fascination, turning his crimes into a twisted psychological game. The Zodiac's actions revealed a disturbing blend of cunning and cruelty. His ability to escape capture while maintaining control over the narrative cemented his place as one of the most puzzling figures in criminal history. The Zodiac case quickly became a high-priority investigation, drawing the attention of local police departments and federal agencies like the FBI. Despite their combined efforts, investigators found themselves locked in a frustrating battle against an adversary who seemed to anticipate their every move. One of the biggest hurdles was the lack of physical evidence. The Zodiac was meticulous, leaving behind no fingerprints, DNA, or clear leads at his crime scenes. The cryptic letters and symbols he sent to local newspapers became a double-edged sword for law enforcement. While they offered glimpses into his twisted mind, they also created more questions than answers. His codes were complex, and only one of them, the first 408-character cipher, was solved, revealing a chilling declaration of his motives but no clue to his identity. Witness descriptions added to the confusion. Survivors and bystanders described a man of average height with varying details about his facial features and character. The inconsistencies made it difficult to create a definitive profile. Moreover, forensic science in the late 1960s and early 1970s was still developing. Techniques like DNA analysis and advanced crime scene reconstruction, which could have provided breakthroughs today, were unavailable at the time. Occasionally, investigators thought they were close to cracking the case. Handwriting analysis of the Zodiac's letters pointed to several potential suspects, but none could be conclusively linked to the crimes. After the attack in Vallejo, a man claiming to be the Zodiac called the police, providing disturbing details about the crime. However, the call yielded no actionable evidence, leaving detectives with another dead end. As the investigation dragged on, the Zodiac's actions echoed through society. His taunts in the press and the fear of random attacks created a media frenzy. Newspapers covered every new development, turning the case into a national obsession. While this attention brought public awareness, it also complicated the investigation. Law enforcement was overwhelmed with false leads, tricks, and amateur detectives eager to solve the mystery themselves. The Zodiac's ability to manipulate the media and evade capture underscored his intelligence and planning. For the investigators, it was a race against time, but the mysterious figure always seemed one step ahead, leaving behind a trail of fear, frustration, and unanswered questions. The Zodiac case has spawned countless theories over the decades, with investigators and amateur detectives alike poring over every detail in hopes of solving the mystery. Among the many potential suspects, one name consistently stood out: Arthur Lee Allen. Allen was a local resident with a troubled past, and several pieces of circumstantial evidence pointed in his direction. Witness descriptions loosely matched his appearance, and he owned a watch with the same symbol the Zodiac used in his letters. However, when DNA testing became available decades later, it failed to link him to the case. The lack of definitive evidence left his potential involvement unresolved. The Zodiac's disappearance from public view raises even more questions. Why did he stop sending letters? Did he simply choose to step away? Or was he caught for unrelated offenses, his true identity hidden within the justice system? Another enduring mystery is whether his cryptic symbols hold the key to his identity or were just elaborate distractions meant to confuse and taunt investigators. The case leaves a deeper reflection for all of us. How could someone orchestrate such calculated acts and escape capture for so long? It challenges the idea of an infallible justice system and underscores how limited forensic tools once were. Yet, it also provides a glimmer of hope. Modern advancements in technology, like DNA analysis and artificial intelligence, could one day unlock answers hidden for decades. For now, the Zodiac remains an enduring mystery, a chilling reminder of the shadows lurking in history. His acts left scars on countless lives, but they also sparked a determination in law enforcement and society to never stop seeking the truth. The case stands as a haunting lesson on vigilance, persistence, and the need to keep striving for justice. The Zodiac Killer case is a chilling reminder of how fragile the sense of safety can be. In an era marked by cultural transformation and optimism, the Zodiac's cryptic symbols and chilling letters disrupted the collective peace, leaving a permanent scar on society. Decades later, his story continues to fascinate and haunt us, standing as a testament to the complexities of crime and the challenges of justice. The case leaves us pondering profound questions. What drives someone to commit such monstrous acts? How can a person vanish into history without leaving definitive traces? And most importantly, how do we as a society move forward when answers remain out of reach? The mystery of the Zodiac isn't just about the crimes, it's about the enduring human quest for understanding and closure. While the passage of time has dulled the immediate fear, it hasn't erased the determination of investigators, historians, and enthusiasts seeking the truth. Advances in forensic science and the unwavering persistence of those revisiting cold cases give hope that one day the Zodiac's true identity might finally be uncovered. As we continue to explore these stories, we're reminded of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of darkness. If stories like this intrigue you, don't forget to subscribe to Z Investigates, where we shine a light on the mysteries of the past, sparking curiosity and raising awareness about the challenges of justice in an ever-changing world. Together, we can learn from history and strive for a safer future.